All right, I'm Ryan, the host of VETSOCIAL Voices, and thank you for joining us today. We have a great guest, and I'm not going to hold us up from talking to him and learning more about what this person is doing in the Chicagoland area, making a huge impact. And without further ado, I'm going to bring in Aaron Welch from Lift Digital Marketing. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing pretty good. You're making the circuit of not only podcasts but different Zoom meetings. And today I was invited to be in the CVBO, the Chicago Veteran Business Organization. Messing up the last. What is the O?
That's okay. It's the Chicagoland. It's a mouthful. The Chicagoland Veteran Business Owners Group.
Owners, yes, owners. And so I was there today. I was invited, and actually you had invited me quite a long time ago. This was the first opportunity I had to go to it, and just a fantastic thing for the local Chicagoland area. Right now, there's over 150 members strong in this newly founded organization, nonprofit, and I'll let you go into that. I'm not going to steal all your thunder, but just amazing what you're doing, and you have your eyes really set on just growing the veteran business owners community here in Chicagoland and beyond. So with that, I already stole your thunder, but tell me a little bit about who you are, maybe a little bit about your service. You can tease that and then go into the CVBO thing. We want to know more.
Yeah, certainly. Well, I am a Marine Corps veteran and native Texan, as you can tell by the accent. When I was stationed at Camp Pendleton, I worked pretty hard to get rid of that East Texas drawl, but I can slide right back into it, usually after a couple drinks. But just slow it down. It's fine. So yeah, I served from 95 to 99. So went on two Westpac deployments. So floated across the Pacific, had a lot of good Liberty ports. Floated back, got out, went to school, and really, I've been doing digital marketing as my profession ever since. I was very early on, 2000, 2001, still doing it today. And excuse me, I'll skip a little bit forward to the Chicagoland Veteran Business Owners Group. So my family and I moved here about 18 months ago we were in Metro Detroit for a couple of years, originally from Austin, Texas. So on camera, there we go, hook 'em. And we landed in Chicago. I knew nobody. Like my wife had a cousin and a coworker. So I was looking to plug into a veteran community. And having been from Texas, there's over 1 million veterans. There's veterans all over, especially in Central Texas. I mean, you've got huge
reigning veterans.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's so many. You've got the Army to the north and the Air Force to the south, and so you're surrounded. And here, not so much. So after looking around, I decided, well, I am going to need to build this community. So I started out with this kind of crazy idea, got some guidance from a few good people who already, my idea was to start a nonprofit. So I reached out to a couple of nonprofit owners in the military spouse space who gave me some great advice, like, don't start doing anything until there's a need. Well, there's a need, but there's a desire for it. So I started sending out LinkedIn invitations, created a LinkedIn page, a group, started out sending invitations, and Mr. Ryan Patrick Hunt was the very first person to accept my invitation. So
there you go.
I will remind him of that every now and again. And we immediately had like 100 people in the first month. So I knew we had traction, and that's when I really started put together a monthly Zoom meeting so that everybody can start, meeting each other, networking, started working on launching the nonprofit. Very proud to say that just this past Friday, we finally got our IRS letter. So we are an official 501c3.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Huge
It's
step.
crazy.
It's a huge step.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy that you work hard to get started. But such as, such are all big ventures. So the goal of the Chicagoland Veteran Business Owners is to, unify the veteran business owner community, offering networking. So we want to get as many people as possible free to join. We want to network as many people as possible. We're going to be providing programs, education for aspiring business owners and business owners to help them grow, help them run their business right. Really, God, so much of it is about overcoming challenges that they haven't run up against before. And there's so many of us, veteran business owners, we've run, like somebody in the group has already run into that challenge. So somebody has already figured out how to overcome it. And if we can share that knowledge across our community, everybody's going to be better for it. So
100%.
Providing those educational opportunities, just getting everybody together, especially now, I'm not going into politics, don't worry, but it is, I think everybody can agree that it's very divided, and it gets in the way of the mission of helping other veteran business owners, especially the veteran community is probably the most fractured because of politics. So casting all that aside, we want to make everybody be better, do better, build their businesses, build their families and local communities. And it's better for the Chicagoland area as a whole if we have a strong veteran community and more successful small businesses. That's going to prop everything up. That rising tide is going to lift all boats, and it's just going to make our small Chicago area a better place.
Well, I don't know if it's very small, and to your point, it's not. To your point, iron definitely sharpens iron. So I think it's important that we bring the community together. From what I've seen here in Chicago, and I've been here going on 8 years, to what you're saying is it's very fractured here. Even within the different veteran groups, they're not really we don't have a unified effort for the most part. And I'm just speaking holistically from my vantage point. And so it's very difficult. So when I see someone like you, Aaron, that comes along and you have the CVBO, the Chicago Veteran Business Owners, I got it finally. I see an opportunity, not an opportunity for me, but an opportunity for the veteran community to unite, to grow, to be empowered, and to actually elevate. So let me ask you, I have a couple questions to ask you, but the first one is the most simple one, which is, let's say there is someone in Chicago, they're listening to this podcast. Where do they go to get a hold of you so they can join the CVBO?
Well, that's easy. Google me.
There you go.
Aaron M. Welch. There's a few other Aaron Welches out there, but there's really only I show up at the top of the Google rankings. You can find me on LinkedIn. My business, my primary business, Lift Digital Marketing. It's lift-digital.net. And Chicagoland Veteran Business Owners is at chicagolandveteranbusinessowners.org. Should have got CVBO. I probably should look into that. It's just too much to say.
It's a lot. But I'll also say that if any of you are listening to this, you're having trouble finding Aaron, feel free to reach out to us at Veteran Social, Veteran Social Summit. We'll give you the information, no problems. It'll also be on, his information will also be on Spotify as well to help you to navigate to him, especially if you want to join. I think it's a great organization. Is there currently a membership fee? Are there plans to have membership, or is this just going to be a free to attend type of a deal?
It's going to be free to attend for everybody. Everybody can join for free. I want to get everybody as involved as possible. we're, because we're still new, we're still rolling out, our website features. We are going to put together we're in the process of putting together a Chicagoland veteran business owner directory. So everybody, free to have a basic listing. Now, of course, you want a bigger, more prominent listing. You can certainly pay for that. There will be a membership drive. Obviously, the more funds that we can generate for the organization, it just allows us to do more stuff. Part of which, so, a little more about the organization is, it's kind of part Chamber of Commerce and part, education. And we're going to be rolling out programs which will include veteran business owner boot camp. We're going to have an ongoing series of training. I will tease that we are in the works of putting together something completely. It does not exist in the Chicagoland area for veteran business owners. So we're working on that. We're doing a sponsorship drive for putting together some really cool stuff. We're working with the IVMF, so we're very grateful for their partnership. Veteran Social Summit, we're working with them. I will be speaking at that as well, so you can, show up and hear me talk about really building your own business network, building your own community. I've done it. I've done it multiple times. I've done it for other for-profit businesses. So my presentation there will be on
that. I'm looking forward to it. And if you're out there listening and you don't know, Veteran Social 25 is coming to us at 12 and 13 September, and you can get free tickets at www.veteransocialsummit.com. And I'm excited about this partnership. And one thing, I'm a Bunker Lab ambassador right now. And as I look at what the Bunker Lab ambassadors are doing, they're doing ecosystems within their local area. I don't always feel like I'm very local. And so when I came upon you and we started talking, I'm like, a big flashing sign said successor. And, with that, successor means success. I'm a placeholder, I feel like. But we are really hoping, I'm really hoping that you apply for the IVMF Bunker Lab Ambassador Program next year, so that we can really do something special here in Chicagoland and continue to grow what you have, but also grow Veteran Social, grow all these different things in the Chicagoland community, because we have an opportunity. Later, let's also at some point, obviously not here today, but I want to touch on this directory idea with you offline, but very excited. So let me ask you a question. I'm going to move away from CVBO for a second, and I'm going to talk about digital marketing, because it occurred to me I have a question. Why digital marketing? Everybody seems to be in the digital marketing space. So why did you choose it? Come on, explain yourself, Aaron.
Well, brother, I didn't choose it. It chose me. No,
there you go.
I was the only guy in the barracks with a computer. I was on the internet, very early on, before pictures, just green screens. I was always, fascinated by the ability to chat with somebody across the globe in real time, knowing that they're, literally in Europe or Asia. It was very cool to me. So I had a computer in the barracks. I was on the interwebs back when they were interwebs, and almost kind of fell into it. Built my first website in 2000, started a sales job in 2001 where I was selling digital marketing. And I was good because I knew kind of the landscape already, even though it was still very new. And I met all the people that were at the company that were in charge of getting the traffic, getting the website traffic. And that was far more interesting to me than doing sales. It was a puzzle to be figured out. And there were all these different things, all these different levers that you could maneuver, dials you can dial in and up and out to make it work. So I started my first started my first digital marketing agency in 2002 with the number one salesperson at the company we were working with. I was number two. He trained me, and we set off and started doing it. And in month two, we took home like $8,000 a piece, and this was back in 2002.
That's
And
huge. It's groundbreaking, actually.
oh, absolutely. I mean, I was in school. I was going to the University of Texas at the time, and so it was all new. And after a few months of kind of struggling doing both school and the business kept growing. My partner convinced me to drop out of school. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be the next Bill Gates. And, the business took off and it was fun. It's a puzzle, and it still remains a puzzle, even though it's so wildly different, 24, 25 years later, where, I mean, everything is different and has changed 2 or 3 times over, but it's still a puzzle. There's still tricks. There are still, different techniques that I've picked up and learned, the hard way over the last 25 years. And what's interesting now, the new thing on the scene is AI, and everybody's talking about AI, and AI is embedded in everything. It's still so like commercially new. It's only been like widely commercially available for a handful of years. And it very much feels like the beginning of that digital marketing industry back in 2000, 2001, 2002. So it's almost like reinvigorated my enjoyment of digital marketing, because there's a lot you can do. There's a lot you can automate, get work done faster. Although I can spot AI generated content a mile away. There's like so many things that is repetitive that it does for everyone generically. So I can spot it, and it's fine as long as it's good. It's just it. I love the creativity, but it combines my left and my right brain. I get to do the creative ideation, figuring things out part, but then on the other side, it's all very measurable. You can track, you can report, you can optimize. I was always good at math. I was a mathlete back in the day, to the level of I played baseball as a kid, and I learned how to keep score, like a book. I kept score of our wiffle ball games in my neighbor's backyard. Like, we're 10, 11, 12, 13 playing wiffle ball in the backyard, and I'm sitting there with an official scorebook keeping track of our stats. Like,
for some reason, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so it appeals to both of the things. It's a lot of fun. It's never boring. Like, it's never the same challenge every single day. So it's always fresh and new. And every business is unique. Every business owner is unique. Every offering is unique. Every location is unique. All things being considered, or all things being the same, if a customer is comparing 2 different companies, man, this is what I tell all veterans: is lean into it. Proudly display your veteran status. Proudly let people know that you serve the country. Because all things being equal, people are going to side with the veteran business owners. Now, just because you start a business and you're a veteran doesn't mean money's going to start raining from the sky, because this is not how it works. But it builds credibility, and it's a place to build camaraderie. And this is, I'll circle back to the CVBO. Veterans connect with veterans on a completely different level. It's that shared experience, and it's that shared mission. And, we had a mission, a greater mission while we served, and certainly specific missions while we served. But when we get out of military service, we kind of lose that mission. We're not really working on something greater than ourselves anymore. So, one of the things I always try to help veteran business owners with is connecting their business with their mission, proudly displaying that mission, explaining that mission to people. And a lot of that comes through stories. So big on storytelling. Tell the veterans, tell your story. We have compelling stories, and not just like the crazy dumb crap that we did on base, off base, forward areas, whatever. I mean, to this day, the first half of when I first joined, my mother was terrified. Her stepdad was a Marine, and she got back at, I joined, and she was terrified. So I go off to boot camp. I come back, I come home and watch Full Metal Jacket. And, the first half of that movie, I'm laughing. I'm dying laughing because I just come from boot camp. So all those stories, all that experience is very fresh. She was terrified, but, tell your stories. We have tons of stories. And tell your rough stories too, because we all have rough stories, especially combat veterans. My goodness, it's another way for us to connect and build that community. And I'll dive into I'll abbreviate another story real quick. My first business that I started, my business partner, his dad was a Marine. A Marine who landed and fought on Iwo Jima. So one 4th of July weekend, I'm at their house in Louisiana, and he and I get to start swapping stories. We're swapping boot camp stories. We're swapping Liberty stories. And then he starts telling me a little bit about his experience on Iwo Jima. And it was just he and I at the dinner table. And then all of a sudden I noticed his family kind of just comes around and sits, and he's telling his stories. And he says, wait a minute. And he goes to his bedroom and comes back with this beautifully carved, ornate, hand-carved wooden box. And he opens it up, and he's got some of his medals from his service. And then he has a Japanese flag, and it's bloodstained. And he goes to hand it to me, and I see what it is. I'm like, I'm good, man. That is sacred. And he tells the story of how he acquired this flag. And, he gets overwhelmed, and he goes to bed. And that was it. And his family just, after he goes off to bed, because if he's completely overwhelmed, he's like, we'd never heard that story before. We didn't know any of that stuff. And they're like, we're all crying. He's crying. They're crying. He's like, and they're like, thank you. We didn't even know that happened, even though it was something that he had kept in his closet. His wife didn't even know. It's crazy. Share your stories. That is a story that I treasure and share as much as possible, because
I'm glad they shared it. I'm glad that you shared it.
Yeah. Sure. And I know that was healing and cathartic for him. And it obviously impacted me. And, we can help, again, veteran community, let everybody meet each other. Everybody, show up at your, American Legion, your VFW, wherever you can meet. After I started this, another veteran in Oak Park started gathering up all the veterans in Oak Park and created a little group. And I was shocked that there were 30 of us, 35 of us. And we all served roughly during the same time frame. So, I met a bunch of great people. They're not business owners. Okay, cool. And so now I have actually extra resources and friends that I can connect with. We have lunch every once in a while together. I'm going to be setting up a canoeing trip here soon for us, for family and friends. I know there's another big canoeing trip, I think in the Chicago River, if I'm not mistaken. But there's a ton of stuff like that, and there's a ton of organizations. I'm talking a lot about Chicago, but there are organizations like this everywhere. One of the big, really almost examples that I am following in Chicago is the Houston Region Veteran Chamber of Commerce. And Ryan and I have been to a couple of their meetings. They meet weekly. It's a phenomenal group. And hey,
100%.
Houston region is as big and about to surpass Chicago in size and population. It's massive. And they're connecting hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of business owners together. It's amazing. So I'm using them as a template, and I want to, add to that template and make this better. And hopefully, we can find a connect or have somebody be inspired to build one wherever. It doesn't have to be in a huge metro area like Houston or Chicago. It can be wherever, because there's veterans everywhere. It's just a matter of going out and finding us and connecting and helping each other out.
That's great. That's a lot to take in for sure. And thank you for sharing. I think the most important thing is, from what I heard from you, is, get out there, meet veterans, get involved in things, and realize that there's a lot of resources out there. Whether you're in Houston or Chicago, there's a veteran community that's out there that wants to support you in whatever you're doing, whether that's personal or in business. So, Aaron, we're running close to time. I appreciate you. I think we're going to have you come back on again to talk more about digital marketing and the digital marketing strategies, because one thing is, and this is a lead in, I guess, to the next one, is I really want to talk about LinkedIn on a strategic level and how to utilize it. I know you're going to be speaking about that at the Veteran Social on 12 and 13 September, but this is something that I would love for veterans that are out there to be able to really hear and understand the importance. It's definitely important to have networking. They always say this, one avenue, one tool is LinkedIn and your social media channels to doing that. Make sure that your messages are deliberate. And I'm saying that, and people can look at my social media and sometimes they're like, whoa, what's this guy doing? But everything's deliberate. And then taking that social network that's there on the internet, the interweb, and bringing that to the live stage, if you will. And I know you're doing that. You're going to be headed to the Military Influencer Conference. I don't know if you've been there yet, but you're headed there, right? This fall?
Yes, I am headed there. It will be my first one. I wanted to attend last year, but couldn't. Again, that was part of the beginning of me really, really kicking this thing off here in Chicago. I am super looking forward to it. I'm ready.
All right. Awesome. Well, with that, I'm going to boot you off I'm going to boot him off the stage, as you just saw. And I want to thank everyone for joining us and talking to Aaron. Aaron, just a fantastic individual doing some just dynamic things here in Chicago. I know a lot more about what he's going to be doing here going forward. And in 2026, of course, I can't drop that. That's his story to tell. So we're definitely going to have him come back. Just really excited to see it all kind of come to life as it is. So again, thank you for joining Vet Social Voices. Definitely watch our webinar series. It's upcoming. You can find out more information at www.veteransocialsummit.com. And of course, our flagship event is Vet Social 25, which is going to be on 12 and 13 September. It's totally free. We want the veteran community. That means veterans still serving, reservists, National Guard, proud patriots, mil spousepreneurs, mil spouses, everybody that loves our military and cares about it. We have over 60 dynamic speakers that are going to drop nuclear value on you. It's going to be tremendous across 7 virtual 7+ virtual stages. So join us for that. And until next time, this is Vet Social Voices signing off, and take care. Be safe out there.
So when I met Ryan Hunt and Annette Wittenberger, they kept talking about this amazing idea that they had and had previously been successful at, but it had been paused and they wanted to keep going with it. And they were talking about how veterans can learn resources about entrepreneurship, education, really connecting with our fellow veteran community and being successful. So obviously I wanted to be a part of that. And I am really excited to be a part of 2025 because we are going to have even more amazing speakers and resources.